Hello guys and welcome back to my channel from the gym today. Oh, look at that hair, wow. So today's glute series is episode 9. You remind me every single time, I have no idea. Today's video is all about targeting the glutes over the quads. Now this is a question that I get asked quite frequently, where somebody may be doing a squat, a lunge, a deadlift, whatever it is, and they can just feel it in their quads. This is normal. Squats will activate your quads more in general, so will certain types of lunges, Bulgarians, deadlifts and things like that. So I wanted to give you some quick tips in terms of how to target your glutes more by changing your foot position, by changing your back position, mainly your foot and your stance actually for all these exercises. But I'm going to throw the exercise in there for you and I'm going to explain everything. Okay, so your first exercise is a conventional squat or just a barbell high bar back squat, changing it into a sumo squat. Now the main difference between the two exercises is the placement of your feet. Like I said at the start, the majority of these exercises will be about changing your foot position or widening your stance. Now, during a regular squat, your feet are placed pretty much shoulder width apart and then the toes face forward or slightly out. When you're doing a sumo squat, the feet are in more of a wide stance with the toes turned out to about a 45-degree angle, which is what you can see that I'm doing on the video here. And by doing this, you will feel squats more so on your posterior chain, so the back of your body, in your glutes, in your hamstrings, rather than your quads. Moving on to a conventional deadlift, turning into a sumo deadlift. Now, I actually do prefer sumo deadlifts in general, and they have a shorter range of motion, and because you're spreading your legs out wider, you automatically shorten the distance that the bar has to travel to lock out. And in theory, this means more weight is lifted because you are closer to the ground. And I've just always found in general that I much prefer sumo deadlifts. Now, with the stance of the sumo deadlift, it is wider and the toes are pointed out, and this is to target your glutes more. Bulgarian split squats, I swear they are like the devil exercise. They destroy your legs and your glutes all the time. Every single time I do them, if I do them with no weight, if I do them with weight, whatever it is. And what I would suggest if you are doing Bulgarian split squats for the first time, you don't even need to do them weighted because they're a unilateral exercise anyway, which means you're doing everything on one leg. All of that weight on that leg is your whole body weight. So I wouldn't worry too much until you've mastered the technique itself. Now, to hit the glutes more whilst doing a Bulgarian split squat, focus on a wide stance and shift your hips backwards like you can see I'm doing in the video. Your weight is distributed mostly over the front foot and creates a big stretch on the glute being worked. Now, by focusing on activating the glute of your back leg as well as the working leg, it's easier to complete the entire movement with full range of motion whilst keeping your hips in line. Now, this is an exercise that I absolutely love, and I prefer it way more when I do target my glutes rather than when I do Bulgarian for my quads, which is more of a straight up and down movement where your foot position is much narrower. Last but by no means least, the goblet squat. Now, when you're doing goblet squats, obviously we've already been through a conventional and a sumo squat, and it is really similar. It's just more of a basic exercise really. If you do struggle to do barbell squats, that's completely fine. Pick up a dumbbell and try goblet squats instead. So as always, to target your glutes more so on the squat, you want to widen your feet, so widen your stance, turn your toes out to around 45 degrees as you can see I'm doing in the video, and then sit back into the movement. Now, when you're doing goblet squats like this in the video, I guarantee that you will feel them
in your glutes more so than your quads.
Okay, I really hope you enjoyed that explanation of the specific exercises that I've given you to target your booty over your quads. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one.